Thanks for coming, guys. It's always great to have new volunteers looking to help out.
Yeah, we're just here for the chicks.
We all know a real jerk. People who are rude, insensitive, and just plain selfish. They're mean to other people, they're cranky, and they're just not fun to be around. We're all jerks sometimes. I can be a jerk, and I'm sure you've been one too. Probably even in the last few days. But don't get down on yourselves though. If you think you're a jerk, wait till we show you how bad people are in other cities. The goal in this video is to get into the data and do some digging around and try to determine which cities have the jerk fests. At the end, we'll have a greater understanding on which American cities are nice and which ones are naughty. So, get ready to judge other people for about 12 and a half minutes as we discuss America's biggest jerks. Yeah, Cruella de Vil was a real jerk. Jerks have kind of been popularized throughout American culture. We had Mr. Burns, perhaps the biggest jerk boss ever besides Mr. Spacely. Bugs Bunny was a real jerk. Poor Elmer Fudd. In fact, some of the most popular cartoon characters of all time were jerks. Now, to figure out which cities have the biggest jerks, we have to first establish a set of criteria from which to measure our jerk metrics. So, what are things that jerks do? After Googling around for a while, it was clear there are certain jerk factors that we should measure. The things which stood out to me were cheating on a spouse, tipping poorly, fighting, stealing, and treating each other badly. Plus, some other things that we'll get into. And as we go, we'll keep a tally. The jerk list. One popular jerk thing to do is cheating on a spouse. Therefore, I went to Ashley Madison to generate a list of the most unfaithful cities in the US. Remember Ashley Madison? That was the website where people went to who were in relationships, who would go find each other for cheating. We were able to download a huge data set of their leaked user list. Turns out, these are the cities with the most Ashley Madison users per capita. Boston, Schenectady, New York City, Washington, D.C., and Arlington, Virginia, which is near D.C., ranked in the top 5. Many of these are wealthier cities with larger populations of professional men who apparently cheat on their significant others. I'll put the link to the complete data in the description so you can see how many cheaters live in your city. It's pretty interesting, actually. I wonder if there's more interesting data on cheating that we can look at, though. Let's find out. Now, a while ago, they took a big sample of people who went through a divorce and they asked them why they split up. And 60% said cheating. 57% mentioned fighting too much, and 75% of people were just over it. There's nothing in here about all they do is stare at Facebook all day, though. Of course, money problems and addiction were on there too. And apparently in France, they don't think cheating is a big deal. We do. 40% of all cheating relationships begin online. 36% begin at work. Man, there's a lot of interesting data on cheating. Okay, so sometimes couples stay together after somebody cheats. So they ask couples who did stay together how their relationship changed after the cheating, and this is what changed exactly. Now the cheater has to let the other person look through their phone, and they can't hang out with certain friends anymore, and they can't leave the house now, and they have to get tested for STDs. So that's a lot of rules. Like you're 5, you might as well just break up. And it sounds like most often, if somebody's going to cheat, it's going to be about 3 to 5 years into the relationship on average. Although some people cheat like days into being married. Talk about jerks. Who does that? Okay, so we know the cities who cheat often. They're all in the northeast part of the country. So we're going to put these cities on our jerk list for now. Okay, so another jerkish thing to do is steal. Would you all agree people who steal are jerks? Beyond littering, taking something from someone else is horrible. And of course, there's data on the places with the most property crimes. They are Anchorage, Tucson, Wilmington, Delaware, Miami Beach, and Hollywood, California. Well, I think we'd all agree that there are some real jerks in Hollywood. Like, this guy wasn't well liked by many people, and neither was he. Now, when a jerk breaks into your house and steals from you, what are the top things they take? Apparently it's clothes, liquor. Okay, this is people who break into your house, obviously. Prescription drugs, keys, art, your identity, and groceries? Like, who would steal my cookies? Okay. So we went over cheaters, we went over stealers. Who are the bad tippers? Can we tell that? Of course, it's the internet. Here's a chart which shows the worst tipping cities in America. Syracuse has the most cheapskates, aka jerks, who leave crummy tips. 3 of the top 4 are in New York. Is that a surprise? Okay, so there's a couple of California cities here, and the rest are in the Midwest. So basically, people in New York, California, and Illinois, Indiana are bad tippers. Next time you're in a restaurant and somebody does a good job, hook them up. They work hard. What about fighting? I think we'd all agree that Bluto was a jerk, right? He was always beating up on poor Popeye and trying to steal his dame. Thusly, violent people are jerks, right? Like assaulting someone is far worse than stealing from them. So let's pull up this chart, which shows the number of assaults per capita in the US. Detroit, Memphis, St. Louis, Kansas City, Missouri, Milwaukee, I didn't know they were violent there, Stockton, Baltimore, Anchorage again. Okay, so they're definitely making the final list. San Bernardino, hey, that's where I'm from. Anyways, if you go all the way down to the bottom, you're going to see the places with the least amount of assaults, which are wealthy suburbs where families go to soccer practice every other day. And finally, we can look at individual cases of jerkiness. Like we can search for headlines on how people are being total punks. Like this guy in Phoenix who tried to steal a wheelchair out from an older lady. Who does that? Or this Brooklyn guy who hoarded 80,000 masks during a pandemic, and then he was trying to sell them to doctors at a 700% markup. Or these people in Syracuse who stole lunches that were supposed to go to school kids who live in poverty. Okay, Syracuse is definitely making the list. I mean, I think we all do things we regret in life, but taking things from kids, from dying people, and from the elderly, if you do that, you put the J in jerk.
You're not perfect, Nick. You've been a jerk to me.
What are you talking about, Mappy? I'm chill to you.
You throw burritos at me or stick things on my face?
I'm sorry, Mappy. I'll be nicer, I swear. What are you wearing?
These awesome boots from Yes We Vibe. There's a link in the description.
What? How come I can't make money selling things? I've been trying to sell t-shirts with you and your wife on them, and only 2 people bought one. Frank did. No one wants you on a t-shirt, I guess. Hey. So Mappy thinks I'm a jerk because I'm rude to him? I'm not rude to him, am I? Let's look up which cities have rude people. Several sorta leading websites have actually polled Americans who travel fairly often to see which cities have rude and cranky residents. Miami ranked high on this list. In fact, back in 2016, it was called the rudest city in America by Travel and Leisure. One person said, walking around Miami feels like you're in a nightclub full of supermodels. I don't know if being hot makes you rude, but Anchorage, Alaska, okay, that's like the 3rd time they've shown up on this list. LA, yes, now that is a rude city. LA has been at the top of Travel and Leisure's list 4 times in the past, so let's put LA on this list for now. CNN did a similar poll asking people which cities have the biggest jerks. The winner, or loser, is, or was, Newark, New Jersey. Damn! Newark people are even more rude than people in Pakistan. Oakland's on here too. I don't know if they're jerks or just chumps in Oakland. New York's on here. Okay, so there's been a lot of New York cities mentioned all over this video. So are the folks in New York City rude or not rude? Because I've spent a little time in New York City and I thought the people were pretty decent. This NYC native says New Yorkers aren't rude, they're just direct. Meaningless chit-chat's a waste of time in the Big Apple.
Nothing for you!
It's a busy city, New York is. Small talk means you're in the way or you're holding people up. Just a quick nod or hello is enough here. So maybe they're not completely rude, but since they were high on the cheating list, they're definitely making our final list. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And while I was looking this up, I noticed that people kept mentioning Paris. Like, if you think New Yorkers are jerks, try Paris. They're the real jerks. So can we quickly determine which places around the world are the biggest jerks? Apparently, according to world travelers, Russia has the biggest jerks. And France and Italy also pulled high when it comes to jerks around the world. So if you want to be around nice people, don't go to Russia, France, or Italy. So another thing that jerks do is they swear a lot. So can we see which cities use the worst language? Yes. Actually, Business Insider looked at Google Trends to see which cities use the most foul language the most often. These are those. Now, DC has been mentioned a couple times already. It makes sense. I mean, most of us can think of a politician or 100 that we think are ignorant, selfish, elitist jerks. I'd bet many of you watching right now probably think our president's a jerk. But does somebody have to be nice to lead a nation? Now, before we move on, I simply had to know which states use the most foul language. I was able to find a study which looked at call center data, and they counted how many times customers cussed on the phone. Well, as it turns out, the state which uses words like the most when on a customer service call is Virginia, which is near DC. Other states that have real jerks on the phone are New Mexico, Alaska, and Iowa. Why do Iowa people get all sassy on the phone? What are they mad at? Anyways, Hawaii, Louisiana, Minnesota, Mississippi, and South Carolina are very nice on the phone, apparently. Where's Utah? Oh, all the way up here? Utah's got foul mouths on them? Okay, so I think we've done enough analysis based on who is stealing, cheating, cussing, lying, and hitting the most. Here are the biggest jerks in America. You'll notice that many are in New York. They're probably not going to be happy about that, but they're not happy about a lot of things, I suppose. Of course, people are going to try to comment and call me a jerk, but I'm one step ahead of you, YouTube. I've already moderated out the word jerk, so they're going to go into the blocked filter. See? I do whatever I feel like. I'm more important. I think I'm always right. Don't try to stop me. I'll do it anyway. I'm a real headache when I don't get things my way. I'm a jerk and I don't care what you say. I'm a jerk and I think that is okay, okay. I do whatever I feel like. I'm more important. I think I'm always right. Don't try to stop me. I'll do it anyway. Yeah, I'm a real headache when I don't get things my way. I'm a jerk. Don't try to tell me no. I'm a jerk and I don't care what you say. I'm a jerk and I think that is okay, okay. I'm a jerk. You know who you are. I did that in one take. Actually, that was like 10 takes, but whatever. Hey guys, if you learned something new or you just like this video, make sure to like it. And if you really like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get all of our videos about what it's like to live in different places in America. Peace.